I'm Karren.
I'm Thomas. Good morning and welcome to the Chill Spot. My name is Drake and this is Karren.
Good morning.
Today we wanted to take some time to talk to you about how we work to get the community involved in things we do here at NAHCA. There are many things that we do throughout the months, and there are so many ways you and your team can get involved. The first thing I want to talk a little bit about, the NAHCA Edge is a newsletter, electronic, that is released every month. If you're currently not receiving it, you can go to our website and fill out a Get Connected form, and through that form, we will send you information about NAHCA. When we do send it, it's not like spam. We're not sending anything every day. At the most, about 3 to 4 times a month, and that's at the most. One of the things you will receive from filling out the Get Connected is the newsletter. Another way our members can get involved, aside from the newsletter, we're accepting CNA stories, and I think a while back we had talked about Karren's story, which I always think about, and I think it's really cool. And we just want to know, why are you a CNA? What drives you? What brought you to where you are today? So, stories will be accepted until March 31st, and that will be our cutoff deadline. So if you haven't submitted your story yet, or you're still working on it, or you know someone who hasn't, I would suggest submitting them. I published an article in The Edge this month.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
A little about stories and the deadline. Karren, what tips can you give them when they're writing their story?
I think just for me, I went in a quiet room and I, had a trash can sitting there by me and a couple pencils and a big stack of paper. And you just have to, relax, take a deep breath, and just let it come from your heart. Everyone's going to have a different story. No story is right. No story is wrong.
I agree.
I'm excited to hear all the stories and stuff, because my experience is different from your experience. And by me reading your story or somebody else's story, it may help me grow and learn.
I agree. That was one thing I look forward to about the stories is the motivation, seeing other CNAs, where they came from. Like, we'll continue to say we all have a story, and a high percentage of CNAs don't have the easiest backstory.
Right.
So some may not have had the easiest life getting to where they are today. And those are always interesting things for me to see. And personally, coming from somewhere, maybe I didn't see myself here at 26, almost 27 years old. So it's great to see other people that can look back to and think to themselves like, wow, I came a long way. So CNA stories, submit them. In the Edge, there's an email address that you can submit them to. It is Lisa Sweet's email here at NAHCA, and they can also be submitted to my email as well, which both can be found on the NAHCA website.
And I noticed in the NAHCA Edge this month that there were some pictures of what was going on in the community.
Yeah.
So basically, this is your community. Get out there and show the world what you're doing. Don't be afraid. It's your time to shine. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Drake. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to any board member. And in fact, one of our leadership teams actually sent us a video, and they'll see that later on in the next episode. So it's easy to do. I get nervous doing this show. I'm sure you get a little bit nervous doing it. I think I get more nervous than you. But, if you can't laugh at yourself, it's easy. Just, videotape yourself, doing an activity or sitting and having a quiet moment with, one of your residents. Make sure that it's okay to videotape them. But just, be yourself and put yourself out there, and please write your stories.
Yeah. I mean, the Edge is a good way to get your center, your facility, yourself, your NAHCA team spotlighted. Feel free to email me any pictures you may have. I'm also on Facebook. In any of our Facebook groups, I typically go through and review the pictures that were posted over the past month, and I pull some of those. Elk Crossing is a really good one about sharing their pictures, and Sequoia Manor also is always sharing pictures of what they're doing, filling blessing boxes, doing fundraisers, and I love, love, love to share that with our other members. So reach out and let me know what you want shared. And the last thing I want to talk about, for getting involved, writing blogs. Blogs are a big thing.
Yeah.
And Kim Rockwood
Yes.
wrote a blog, and it is on our website. It gets a lot of traffic, and I recently have wrote one, and I'm kind of on the fence, am I going to publish it or not? It's from the standpoint of a resident with dementia. That's how I wrote. So my plan was to continue to write. This one I wrote from the standpoint of a resident that was previously a nurse. So then I would go, and that was kind of not easy, but it flowed well because I know nursing well.
Right.
But I want to go back and write from the standpoint of a firefighter, from the standpoint of an EMT, stuff like that. But I love writing, and there has to be other CNAs out there that want to get their work seen. So if you want to write a blog, feel free, please feel free to do it and send it our way, and we'll help you edit it, and we'll get it published on our website.
I had a moment. They probably see my mouth opened up a few seconds ago. But when you mentioned Kim, didn't a recently new CNA reach out and said that she was inspired by her story, and that's why she became
She
a
was
CNA?
becoming a CNA from a blog that she wrote. So that right there goes to show the blogs speak volumes. People love to read about other people's stories.
Right. I think you ought to do your blog. I think it would be awesome.
Well, I sent it to Matt
put it out
today
there,
to review and edit. So maybe
Well,
we'll be
hopefully
seeing
he'll
it on the
send
website soon.
Hopefully he'll send it to the board of directors, and I'll just put the stamp of approval.
Stamp of approval.
And before we end this show, I like to put a challenge out there. We have a lot of board members that are in different settings. We have one that actually works in the hospital. Take a video. Let us know what it's like to be a CNA in the hospital. And we have Sherry Perry that does home health.
Yep.
Let it, get out there. I want to see some of the board of directors, what they're doing in some facilities, and get it out there.
And then the last thing,
Yes.
we did a drawing. I did a segment when Karren was out on self-improvement and self-growth. And I continually tell my team every day I want to do one every week. That's a big thing for me, and it's something I put a lot of time and dedication into personally over the last year. So I did a drawing on that show. If you were to, I did an entry for a drawing. If you were to share that segment, we would draw for this awesome coffee cup.
Right.
And the person we drew, Karren's pretty close to, so I'm going to let her say who it is.
Rudy from Missouri Veterans Home in St. James.
So Rudy, we typically would send them. I may just send this with Karren, though, instead of sending it in the mail to you, but it will be your way soon.
Yeah. He is actually one of our ambassadors, and he is a good role model for our facility, being a male CNA. He really steps up to the plate. Some of the residents like to call him Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity. So we like to...
The residents make up the best nicknames,
Yes,
let me tell you.
they do. So he's also a member of our NAHCA leadership team, and he has his own individual membership as well. So he's really stepped outside of his comfort zone. So congratulations, and I'll get this to you after I use it a few times.
All right. Well, as always, it's so great speaking with you, at ya. So until next time, remember that you matter.